Let's go on to Melvin Gordon for our sell high. This works perfect because you just asked about Melvin Gordon there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I forgot that I picked him, and I didn't really realize, but I feel like he's one of those players where it's like, he's been doing pretty good. But, like, I mean, he has. The last 2 games, he's ran for 92 yards combined after that 100-yard performance week 1. Granted, he did run for 70 of that in one play. But this is more like an eye test thing. Like, if you watch Javonte, I mean, he fumbled last week. It's just a matter of time for him. And I don't see Melvin Gordon getting higher than where he's at. I mean, he's running back, 12?
I don't know. He is at mile high.
He is I'm mile high. He's at number 13 right now in PPR. I mean, good for him for sure. But I feel like it's not going to he can't get too much higher. I feel like there are a lot of needy. I mean, in every league I'm in, there's always a few teams that just need running backs. They're like loaded. It's like, here, let me give you Melvin Gordon. I don't see him getting any higher than that. I feel like this is as high as he's going to get. So like how we've been saying, this is your last week to get him before he balls. I feel like this is your last week to trade him before he falls.
Yeah, there
exactly.
You go.
Done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's more I am big on Javonte, but at the same time, I feel like Melvin Gordon has done good. I think he's exceeded what people thought when they drafted him.
Yeah, totally.
So I would say trade him now because
I will say if the person's listening or watching this that commented, they said Melvin Gordon will have 1,000 rushing yards this season.
I mean,
we'll see.
We'll see.
Be your bet.
But yeah, man, it's just he has been doing well, but like we said, it's there it is right there. No, that was last year.
Yeah, it's old. Those are 2020.
But, yeah, I just think he's reached. I mean, he'll still give you some good games, but right now, his values I think is at its highest.
Yeah.
Personally, I would if I had him, I would be looking to trade him or like Alti said 2 for 1. I'd package him and either another receiver for like an elite running back or an elite receiver. Would you
be trying to package him to get like a Saquon Barkley?
Yeah.
Man, the Giants kill me.
What about JT? Like, what
Saquon
if someone's like,
like a Zeke, maybe? I mean,
yeah.
Zeke.
But what if someone's like, give me Melvin Gordon and like Marvin Jones for JT? You doing something like that, or you think you're giving up too much?
I think I'd give too much.
Yeah.
Maybe like for like I don't see people trading Derrick Henry, but like would you do like a Terry McLaurin and Melvin Gordon for Derrick Henry? Or like Derrick Henry and a bum?
Derrick Henry.
Then Melvin Gordon and Scary Terry?
Yeah.
See, it always depends on what the team needs.
That's also true, yeah. What does the team need?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But...
And sometimes it's tough too. Like you're like, I'll trade you this player, but like they already have like a receiver on that team. You're like, like, I don't need that receiver. And you're like,
exactly.
This is such a good trade, but like,
you're
right, you don't need this receiver.
Or like a Melvin Gordon and a AJ Brown, who's like been hurt. You know, like you can get somebody decent for that. I mean, Melvin Gordon could be one of those guys who maybe stays within that like RB12 to RB like 18, and you probably give him up. You probably give him up too easily to get what you want, but sometimes you do that.
I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw a tweet. I should probably double check it, but they were saying that the Broncos are 3-0, but the teams they've faced are combined 0-9. Is that true? They played the Jags, right? Jags are 0-3.
Oh yeah.
No, didn't the Jags?
They played no.
The Jags.
No, 1. They played the Giants.
Oh yeah, because the Jags lost to the Texans.
The Giants are 0-3.
Oh, the Giants 0-3.
They lost to Washington. They lost last week.
Oh yeah. So the Jags. Yeah.
So they're 0-9. So. And, this is one of the reasons why we loved drafting the Broncos defense in draft season because, they had those 3 games, Giants, Jets, and Jags. And we were just like, dude, you can dial up this defense all 3 games. Like, you're going to be happy. You're not going to have to look for a defense. But so maybe a scenario where, hey, they're in positive game scripts. They don't have to run, throw as much. So, they're kind of leaning on the run towards the tail end of the games. And maybe you're not going to see that type of scenario as much or as often going forward. So yeah. Sell him high right now, like you said. He's at like peak value,
and sometime at some point in the season, Javonte Williams will be in.
Yeah,
and they've more and more attempts and more, usage
for sure. I mean, they've had 3 games where each of them have had double-digit carries.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So.
Okay, let's move on to the next sell high opportunity. We have Cordero Patterson. I don't know if you guys know this. What would you say Cordero Patterson is in PPR leagues? Running back what?
4.
Well, he was 8 before.
I'm pretty sure he's running back 8. Yeah.
He was.
I'm pretty sure.
After this week, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he put up 16.2 points in PPR leagues.
Did he this past week? Good for him.
Yeah. So Cordero Patterson, this is why I'm like especially selling high. It's kind of similar to where you drafted Melvin Gordon. Where you got Cordero Patterson was on the waiver wire. I don't know anybody who's drafted Cordero Patterson. If you did, you're a liar. So, yeah, I mean, this is somebody I don't think you're going to get much if you just trade him straight up. But if you package trade like we had spoke about earlier, buying low in the buying low segments is yeah, you could package Cordero Patterson and a receiver for a guy maybe like Diggs or I don't know, so whatever you have to do. If you could package trade him, I mean that sounds great to me. Yeah. So I sell high candidate Cordero Patterson. Anytime you could sell someone that was on your waiver wire, fucking sign me up.
I feel like it's like this would have been nice to see this in preseason. Kind of like side thought.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to see how much they were going to utilize him in preseason. Everyone thought that Wayne was it Wayne Gallman or who was the backup running back for the?
They had Javian Hawkins.
I mean, yeah, but the guy's 5'5". I don't know. I don't even know why there was any Javian Hawkins hype. The guy's 5 years 5'5". He wasn't gonna
Darren Sproles, bro.
He's 5'7".
This guy's 5'5". If he's 5'7", I'm 6'10".
I mean, you could be 6'10".
You could be. I don't know.
But it's like, okay, like you know, there wasn't really too much hype of him being like this hybrid guy of like a pass catcher, running back, wide receiver guy for them. It was Mike Davis, and we were thinking like, the big thing with Mike Davis was like, oh, he's gonna get the volume. Like he's the only guy there. They do have Cordero Wilson or whatever. And, besides that, there was no one else. So you weren't really worried about anyone else. So it just would have been nice for preseason,
to see it
and to be like, okay, like, man, yeah, they are utilizing this guy because I almost feel like they utilize him the way like Miami utilizes Gaskin almost, running. He'll get you 30, 40 rushing yards, maybe 30, 40 receiving yards. So yeah. But I'm not mad at selling high right there. Like you said, you grab him on the waiver wire. So
yeah, anytime
why not package it up and then try to upgrade at a position?
Yeah, anytime you can sell somebody that you grabbed off waiver wire. I mean,
maybe you do a scenario. You just kind of top of my head.
I trade Gaskin.
But like maybe you do a scenario where you trade like T.J. Hawkinson and Cordero Patterson, and you try to get like a Darren Waller or a Kelsey if you could pull that off. Just something like that. Or even a Diggs. Maybe you do Cordero Patterson and Tyler Lockett, so you can get like a Diggs.
Yeah, I like it.
Scenarios like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
get trade for a Falcons player, Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, these are obviously, trade scenarios that are just spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it'll inspire
somebody.
Yeah. But okay, we can move on to the next one here. We got Debo Samuel. You want to trade the guy on your favorite team, Andre?
Andre
Navarro says Debo Samuel.
It's not really.
Is this you betting on Brandon Ayuk?
No.
What is this?
I mean, just the first 2 weeks, his target share was like 25, 30%. I might have been close to 30.
His target share is 36% right 36. Now. He's the third highest targeted player in the NFL.
Going into week. Well, not even. I mean, he still had 10 targets again. I mean, he averages 10 a game. I'm just saying. I mean, he entered the week wide receiver 3 in PPR half point, and I think he's like 9 right now. I just think it's going to come down a little bit. Do I think he like falls off? No, but does he finish as a wide receiver 1? I mean, I don't think so. He could finish like 18, 20, which is still respectable, which is still good and higher than where he was going. But you saw IU get integrated more into the offense. Kittle had his first 2 weeks were not very good. He finally, he got you 90 yards, got you more love. So I think they're going to distribute the ball a little bit more to where he's not going to get you 12 targets a game. Which is fine because he still gets carries. He had 2 carries last week. He had 2 carries a week before. Last week he didn't get you any yards, but he still had 2 carries. So I just think you could find a team who could use a wide receiver. Another one. He's like a great package deal player.
Yeah.
So you could do like a CEH and a Debo Samuel and get you somebody. If you have them. Actually, now that I think about it, I actually have both of those players. Maybe I should do that.
You've subconsciously been already thinking about this stuff.
No, I haven't done it yet, but now that I think about, or like even like a JT and a Debo, or like, somebody, because I mean he is good. You could see that he's going to be productive, but it's just a matter of obviously what the other person sees in him. But he's going to be he's going to be a startable player, barring injury, I would say, for the whole season. It's just he's not going to get you, what do you get first week? Fucking 9 for 190 in a tug? Like, he's not.
That's not, yeah.
He's not going to get you that all the time. But he's still going to be productive. I just don't think he's going to sustain what he's been doing. But if he does average 10 targets a game, well, then he's going to have a fucking shit ton of targets.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, think about it. He had 10 targets and 2 carries. Jonathan Taylor had 10 carries and 3 catches. So it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, 36% target share is just absurd. I mean, usually at the end of the year, you're only having 1, maybe 2 receivers who have over a 30% target share. So realistically, his target share, even if it finished at 26%, would be really good for a guy like Debo Samuel, who's on a run-first offense. So you're looking at like a target. I keep talking about the target percentage, but you're looking at a percentage drop in his target share from a 36% potentially down to 10%. Like what Dre said, is Kittle getting more incorporated. I do think that Ayuk is still super talented, and it'd be ridiculous and absurd of them to not utilize him and his talent in the passing game. And right now, Debo's top 10 in terms of wide receiver targets. I don't think he finishes up that high either. So, yeah, I would be selling high, too, on this one.
Yeah, so sell high on Debo Samuel at where he's at, because you won't – yeah, he's definitely not going to finish there.
No, I mean, and if he does, well, I mean, fucking A. But he's still going to be good, though. Like, he's not going to be, like, wide receiver 30. You know, I think he can sustain enough, like, productivity to be startable, but – just not 30-some percent.
Yeah,
That's a lot, coach.
Yeah, trade him while he's at 30%, not while he's at 20%.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll go on to Tyler's sell high. He's got Kareem Hunt.
Goodwill Hunting.
Hunt.
Do it, coach.
Before I get in this one, though, I would love to see Kareem Hunt. I don't know what his contract is. I know he signed an extension.
Yeah,
so I don't know if he's there.
Mil.
I don't know if
We're
he's
gonna
there
trade
for
Najee and grab
another
Kareem
year
Hunt.
or 2 years, but I would love to see Kareem Hunt on a team and just see what he could do as like a workhorse running back again, like he did when he was with the Chiefs. Because I mean, the guy is just—he's
so good.
He's so good. And just to think that like the backup running back for the Cleveland Browns is like I said, if you give him a full workload, he's like a top 15 running back in the NFL, probably. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can I throw some shade?
Imagine him on the Seahawks.
Can I throw some shade really quick?
I'd love to see him on the Dolphins. Like, just put that guy on
Fuck
the
the
fucking
goddamn Dolphins.
Can I throw?
No, me too, for sure.
Can I
He's
throw
way
some?
better than Myles Gaskin.
Yeah, for sure. Well, go ahead, Mike.
No, I just want to throw some shade at the counselor real quick. Can I?
Go ahead.
Okay. The counselor said after this week, because Kareem Hunt had a good week in week 3, he said, I told you not to draft Nick Chubb because Kareem Hunt's better. And I knew that Nick Chubb was going to suck. Nick Chubb sucks. Kareem Hunt's the shit. But it's like, bro, it's one fucking game. Nick Chubb is a better running back than Kareem Hunt.
This is Nick Chubb's first game in 9 games to not have a rushing touchdown. He had
in 9 games, really?
He had a rushing touchdown in 8 straight games going back to last year. So that dude could suck a cock.
Oh,
yeah.
It's
Dude could suck a cock.
I know. He's got he has a lot more following than we do. But
Yeah, but I don't care. His podcast, he sucks dick and people watch it. Fuck out of here. He had 8. Dude, that's so hard to do.
In case you haven't noticed, we keep this podcast X-rated.
X-rated.
While I eat Snickers.
You ever seen Excision? Okay. Tell us why to sell high on Kareem Hunt.
All right, so I'm not selling Kareem Hunt this week. I'm going to wait, and here's why. So, obviously, he has a crazy good game. Gets you 27 points in PPR. Gets you 7 targets, 6 catches for 74 yards. Is this a coincidence because Jarvis Landry's not there? I don't think so. I think this is highly incorporated his target share. First 2 games, only 3 targets, and then week 2, only 1 targets. Week 3, no Jarvis Landry, 7 targets. So, I almost feel like he kind of took – and look at this highlight right here. You see him, he's lined up wide. I know it's from 2020, but it says on YouTube. But, they will line him up wide. They will line him up in the slot. They will have the plays where it's Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt on the field at the same time. They're going to be going off against the Vikings. Vikings pass defense, not very good. I was looking at those stats before we started. Then the Chargers, week 5, their run defense is terrible. They've been giving up 170 yards on the ground. So I'm waiting after maybe week 5, maybe week 6, because the Cardinals' run defense has been terrible too. So he's got 3 juicy matchups coming up. So I'm not saying sell Kareem high right now. I'm almost just
He said Hunt. Be patient.
Be patient.
What did he?
Like a hunter.
I think his value is going to be in a couple weeks just through the roof. And Jarvis Landry should be coming back off the short-term IR in a couple weeks. So I think once you get to that point, then you can really sell high on him. So just keep an eye on it that, Kareem Hunt, crazy good game. The next 3 weeks should be money matchups. Like, I'm expecting him to not put up 27 points, but I'm expecting Kareem Hunt to have a safe floor for the next 3 weeks. And then after that, Jarvis Landry should be coming back. I'm selling him for the moon after that because, if he puts a string together of, 3-4 good games in a row, like his value is going to be top tier, and then you'll be able to ship him off for anybody. So this is kind of more of like a long-term sell high. Like, you're being patient with this hold here. You're waiting for it to go up. This chart is going up, and you're waiting for it to go because it's not at the top yet. But when it gets to the top, then you sell it.
Yeah, I like it.
Bam.
I love it because you gotta climb that mountain.
I agree. No,
You gotta climb that mountain.
he covered it all.
Yeah.
And if someone wants to sell you Kareem Hunt right now,
Buy his bitch
I'll
ass.
buy Kareem Hunt right now. I know it says sell high, but I'll buy Kareem Hunt right now, and then I'll wait 2-3 weeks, and then his value will be even higher from what I'm projecting, and then you can really sell him for something else. So in return, you could flip. You're almost like renting Kareem Hunt if you were to trade for him for a couple weeks and then selling him high after a couple weeks. And Pups agrees as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Sell Kareem Hunt. Sell him high. Sell him.
While you can.
Okay, let's move. Okay, that's it, actually. That was it.
Damn.
Sell high. Wow. Okay, so thank you for listening. This has been the AVG Fantasy Football Podcast. And is it anything else you guys want to say? Appreciate all the growth on YouTube, by the way.
Honorable mention. Watch out for Michael Pittman.
Horny. Pick
12
him up.
targets,
Pick him up.
double-digit targets, back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Pick him up.
Hasn't found the end zone, but hey, he's another just honorable mention guy to look out for, I would say, because
Yeah.
I feel like he's like a Robert Woods, like in terms of like the name value. Like I feel like when you hear, obviously we do the podcast, me and Dre, we look at a lot of college tape, so we know what these players are when they're coming into the NFL. We've seen what they're capable of, but I feel like the average fantasy player, they don't really know who Michael Pittman is.
For sure.
They don't understand like his true ceiling of what he could be.
yeah.
So I feel like he's kind of like that Robert Woods name of just like, it's Robert Woods. It's Michael Pittman. But like we're over here like, Bobby Trees, Michael Pittman, like sign me up.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
I think he breaks into the touchdown, the realm of touchdown this week. Because, they look so bad. But
Even against Xavier Howard and Byron Jones.
We'll see.
One thing I can say with them, with the Frank Wright's offense right there, like they'll utilize their receivers, motions.
Yeah,
they'll
move them
do
around.
like crossing rub routes and stuff like that to just get their guys like
Rub routes.
Honestly, dude, all this football talk, I'm about to go play Madden. Holla at your boy, Dre that dude, or Whoppers with Cheese is my other name.
Okay. What? I
Just
want to
throw
say
it out
something
there.
before. I want to say something before we get out. The fantasy counselor. Did you guys cut my mic? Dude, you cut my mic, dude?
How can I cut your mic from
fuck.
here, dude?
Oh wait, that was me. No, I
Yeah,
guess
you're the one
sucks.
who's controls
How can I
everything.
cut your
yeah,
mic, dude?
whoops.
I got chocolate milk in front of me, dude. Come on.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
It's a weird comp.
What'd you say? You said you liked that video, and it was really informative, and now you want to subscribe so you can win your fantasy football league? Okay, go ahead. You wish that we would live stream and answer fantasy football questions every Sunday before the games? Okay, they sure do. AVG Fantasy Football has your back. Did you get what I did there? It was a little Dora the Explorer, a little back and forth. Like we weren't actually talking, but you thought maybe you did. Yeah, you thought. Yeah, I convinced you. It's called acting. What else did you say? You said that you want to be able to call in while we do live streams? Hey, should I start McCaffrey? Well, yeah. Here it is. This is an example of what's going to happen. Hello. Yes. I'm curious. Should I start Dalvin Cook? Then this is us. Yeah. Obviously, you should play Dalvin Cook because Dalvin Cook's like really good. So I'd say, it is matchup proof. So put him in your lineup. It's that damn easy. And then bam, you won your fantasy football league that week. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see more videos just like this.
If you want to see us answer questions live every Sunday before the games start, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you know right when we drop content for you to win your fantasy football league.